Hi guys, it's Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is about how to remove the head or the cylinder on a KTM 125, 150, same models for GasGas and Husqvarna. This is a 2022 or 3, I'm not sure, but in all the KTM Enduro models, 20, 21, 22, and 23 are all the same bike, with just different graphics. So if you're looking on our site or somebody's site looking for a part and they don't have a 23 listed and you've got a 23, it's the same as a 22 or 21 or a 20. So anyhow, this is going to be just a quickie video. I'm in a hurry here. I'm trying to get this knocked out for a customer's wife who's been waiting for quite a while to ride this. I don't have time to go through every little detail. Hopefully this will help you at home do this procedure. So, all right, I've already removed the pipe. Obviously it was here. There's a motor mount bolt, or a pipe bolt right here, another pipe bolt down here, 2 springs in the front, and it comes off. I've also removed these motor mount plates on both sides. Some people call them head stays or cylinder stays. Basically, they're just the top motor mount. There's one on each side. So remove those. It takes a T35 Torx bit. And then remove this cover on both sides so that you can get to the cylinder base nuts, which are underneath the cover. It takes a T20 Torx bit for that. And then there's this arm has to be disconnected from the power valve linkage. And it's just like ones on the 250s and 300s. There's a circle clip here that you have to be careful with. That's why I've already got this piece of a paper towel stuffed down inside this hole. You don't want to drop it down there to get into your transmission. Before that, I should mention, I already drained the coolant, obviously. You drain that right here on this bolt and remove the radiator cap at the same time. So it will come out quickly. And then I took off the hoses that are across the top here with the thermostat. These really get in the way when you're working on the top end on any of the KTM models. If this were my bike, I would change it over to the Samco bypass hose kit, which eliminates the thermostat. The thermostat does very little to help you guys. The bikes warm up just a little bit quicker, not much. That thermostat is a failure point, and it's, like I said, it's in the way of everything you want to do on your bike, as far as the engine goes. All right, so in order to get this little clip out of here, you reach in here with just a flat blade screwdriver and you pry against this hose. And I'm trying to do this without making a mess here. There we go. So there's the clip, and then you have to push down on it. See, that's what it looks like. So it's just a little clip. Make sure you hold on to that. If you happen to lose that during this process and you're in a hurry to get your bike back together, don't panic. You can also stick safety wire through there and wrap it around the post here, this groove in the post. I've done that several times in the past. All right, so I'm going to take that out of there, and this is the hole I'm talking about, which goes straight down into the primary cover here, which has the clutch and the primary gears, shift linkage, all that kind of stuff. And now this arm needs to come off of here, and you just take and pop it off. It's real simple. And then at the same time, you should remove this gasket. It's a rubber-coated aluminum gasket. You can reuse it, very easily reuse it if you want to. And maybe this one's sticking. Now there we go. So it came out. It's kind of bent up. I'm just going to straighten it back out. It's just aluminum, guys. It's just really thin aluminum. So it's really simple to manipulate. And it's got a rubber coating on it. Now I'm not going to go through all the steps on putting this back together because it's basically just a reverse of taking it apart. There's a couple of exceptions. One is this area right here is prone to leak. So clean out the old gasket sealer. They've got some rubber silicone gasket sealer there. Clean it out well, clean it off with contact cleaner, and then put a bead of silicone seal around here. It does not have to be high temperature silicone seal, but it can be. Either one works fine. All right, so now I can get to this bolt, it's just a 12 millimeter. On 250s and 300s, it's a 13, but on the little baby motors here, it's just a 12. And get that out as fast as I can here. Sorry guys. Okay. I've already removed the power valve cover on the other side and removed the nut. I've removed the two on the back. You need to unplug this water temperature sensor here. I've already taken the bolts out of the head, just an extra 10 millimeter socket. So that's ready to come off. So it's a two-piece design. There's an O-ring right here. Two-piece design with this O-ring that fits on here. But you want to make sure you save. That's really about all you need to do on that part. Back here, there's a hose that goes to the crankcase pressure sensor. And you just squeeze on this clip here and slide it back. Then take a flat blade screwdriver and pry this back. Bam, it's ready to go. From there, I push the piston down. Doesn't want to go down, so I'm going to use the Kickstarter here. Push it down. Now this is ready to come off. You can leave these fuel injection lines on, or if you want to take them off, you can. You can just, there's just one bolt that holds the injector on each side. They come out really easily if you want to do that, but you don't have to. You don't have to take the front radiator hoses off either, but I tell you, they really get in the way. So it's just that simple, guys. There we go. We've got a nice little baby piston here. It's an excellent shape. So from here, I'm gonna put on a thinner base gasket. That will, excuse me, that will raise the compression and it will retard the port timing, and both of those things will give this engine more low-end torque. That's what, I mean, if a young teenager's riding this thing and he wants to just rip it wide open all the time, you don't really need to do this. But for the guys who want a broader power band, for lower level riders, for maybe their wife, or themselves, or it doesn't even have to be a lower level rider, just a rider that wants more low end. This will take a slight bit off the top end, but most people don't even notice. Put in a thinner base gasket. I'm going to put in, I might put in a higher compression insert, I don't know yet. And then I've also remapped the ECU, and we offer that service now. Where we can remap all the KTM TPI models, the 150, 250, and 300. I don't know for sure what the price is on that, but it's on it'll be on our website real soon. It's very inexpensive. And so from there, guys, when you go to put it back together, you're just going to reverse everything I just did here. You'd want to put the piston, I usually put it down at the bottom of the stroke, so it's easier to get the cylinder in here. And make sure you squeeze these piston rings, and the piston rings have a locating pin. There's a pin here and a pin here in the ringland groove. So make sure you look at those and understand how that works, and those keep that ring from rotating. If the ring rotates, it's going to snag on one of the ports and blow up the motor. So you don't want that. You can actually have the ring on top of the pin and force things together and crush that pin in. But if things are going together hard, you need to stop and reevaluate what you're doing, because the cylinder should just fall right on. Let me think, what else? All right, just be sure to hook the power valve arm back up, put the clip back in, head bolts, torque those to the factory spec. The head bolts do have a little copper washer on them, so make sure you don't lose those. If you put the bolt on without that, you will have a coolant leak, and it will happen very quickly. Make sure you hook the connectors back for the injectors. Well, the connector on the right side has got this little wire clip here, which I already lost it. It kind of shot across the room when I was taking it out, so now I've got to find that. So be careful, don't do what I did there. That's different than on the 250 and 300 models. And I think that's about it, guys. Obviously, don't forget to put coolant back in it. And if you have any questions, you're always welcome to email me at info@slavensracing.com. If you have any other questions that need attended to quickly, well, then you can call the shop and ask for Alec. All right, guys, other than that, just be sure to get on the trails and have a good time, do some throttle therapy, be courteous to all the other trail users, and that's all for now.